I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on articles. And before we start our lesson on articles, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 3. And once we've selected the subject of language arts, grade 3, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of articles. All right, so basically, our chapter that we are doing today is articles. Our subject is English language arts, grade 3. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of articles is to identify articles, it's to use the correct article, which is a or an, and also to use the correct article a, an, or the. And that is basically the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of articles. So to identify articles, use the correct article, which is a or an, and then we're also going to use the correct article, which is a, an, or the. All right. So when it comes to articles, right? We said articles are, let's say, a, an, or the, right? So we need to basically know when to use articles. So we have a as well as an and the. We call those special adjectives. So we call a, an, and the, which is articles, we call those special adjectives. For example, so now we need to know how we can use, for example, a, how we can use an, and how we can use the, right? So we use the article a. If we, okay, to make it more simpler or easier, what I'm going to do is So what I'm going to do is I am going to write down the whole alphabet, right? So it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. All right, so that is the alphabet, right? So now we need to know when to use A as well as when to use N, right? We're going to start with that first. So we have our alphabet, and in the alphabet, we have vowels, right? We have vowels. And now vowels are, I'm going to circle the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, all right? So those are our vowels. So out of the 26 letters in the alphabet, 5 of those letters are vowels, which is A, E, I, O, U. So we basically use the word N. So we use the word N in front of a noun that starts with a vowel, that either starts with an A, that starts with an E, that starts with an I, that starts with an O, or that starts with a U. For example, an apple. And as you can see, N starts with an A. Apple, sorry, starts with an A. Right? Or if we use the word E, we can say an elephant, for example. Right? And the word starts with an E. The noun starts with an E. So we say an elephant, an apple. If you look at the word with an I, we can maybe say an igloo, right? Starts with an I. If we look at a word that starts with an O, we can say an orange, starts with an O. And the word that starts with a U, we can maybe say an umbrella. And it starts with a U, right? So these are examples of how we can use the word N, how we can use the word N. So we use the word N or the article N in front of a noun that starts with a letter that starts with a vowel, which is either A, E, I, O, U, right? But now, I'm going to leave this one here. But now, we use A. We use the word A. You see the rest of the letters in the alphabet, which is B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z, right? We then use the letter A or the article A if our noun starts with the consonant, which is either B or C or D or F or G or H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. So all the other letters in the alphabet, other than A, E, I, O, U, we call those consonants, right? We call it consonants. And we basically, if our noun starts with any letter that's a consonant, then it means that we need to put the article a in front of it. So, for example, I'm going to use, let's say, these three words, three letters. So maybe a banana, or we can see it starts with a B, or we can say a cat. That is also an example. Or we can say a dog because it starts with a D, right? Or a giraffe, starts with a G. A monkey, for example, starts with an M, right? A number starts with an N. Maybe a pilot because it starts with an O. A xylophone, which is a musical instrument because it starts with an X. And a zebra because it starts with a Z. So these are a few of the words that starts with the letters that is a consonant, right? So which means that we use the word an, we use the article an in front of a noun that starts with a vowel, which is A, E, I, O, and U. And then we use the article a in front of a noun that starts with a consonant, and a consonant is all the other letters in the alphabet other than the vowels, right? So that is basically how you use either a or how you use an. We use a, like we said, in front of a noun that starts with a consonant, and we use an in front of a noun that starts with a vowel. The first letter of that noun is a vowel. And we made an example of an apple, an elephant, an igloo, an orange, an umbrella. All right. So we basically, when it comes to once again a and an, right, the articles a and an, we say that it is special adjectives, and these special adjectives are called articles, right? So it's not a newspaper article. We just call these words article, which is a, an, as well as the. But when it comes to a and an, right, we see that there are special adjectives which we call articles. And we say that we use a if the next word starts with a consonant sound. And we made an example of that, right? Where we said that all the other letters in the alphabet, other than the vowels, are consonants. So, which means that you need to first say a and then the word with a consonant. And then we use n if the next word starts with a vowel sound. And we said in the alphabet, our vowel sounds are A, E, I, O, and U, right? And we made an example, we made a few examples actually of for example, how we use an or the article an and how we use the article a. And we said that once again, an comes before a word that starts with a vowel sound, which is A, E, I, O, U. And if we use the article a, and then it means that a we use in front of a consonant, or let's say that with a word that starts with a consonant, we put the word a in front of a word that starts with a consonant, and that is any, let's say, all the other letters with it, like in the alphabet, other than the vowel sounds, which is a, e, I, o, and u. And now, if we look at this sentence, right? Here's a missing over here. I'm gonna make a line. There we have a missing vowel. Not a missing vowel. Here we have a missing article. So we either need to say, either need to fill in the sentence to make it true by either saying it is a, by choosing the correct article, either a or an or even the. So we need to, in the space that's over here, we either need to add a or we need to add an to make the sentence true or to complete the sentence. So for example, it says, this cup has big crack in it. Do you say a big crack, an big crack, or the big crack? Yes, and if we choose the correct article, we can say this cup has a big crack in it, right? Specifically because we said that we use the word a or the article a in front of the word that starts with a consonant sound. And the word that starts with a consonant sound is all the other words in the alphabet other than the vowels, which is A, E, I, O, and U. So this cup has a big crack in it. Right? All right. So we are doing our tutorial lesson also on aplusstudents.ca. And remember, whatever we do not finish on the test together, that is what you're going to complete on your own. And yes, we do say that the cup has a big crack in it. And that word big starts with a consonant sound, which is B. So before that, we put the article, which is a. So it's a big crack in it. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. And we see that chapter is articles. The first lesson that we're going to be focusing on is to identify articles. And we said a and the are special adjectives that is called articles. And we made a few examples of a banana, an apple, the oranges. But we will get to the and how we use the. For now, we need to just know how a and an works and when and how to use it. All right, so we need to select the article. So while I was sewing, the thread broke. So while I was sewing, the thread broke. So we need to select the article within that sentence. While I was sewing, the thread broke. All right, so if we select the correct article, we can then say that while I was sewing, the thread broke. So the is the correct article that we basically selected. I will put the sandwiches in your lunchbox. So I will put the sandwiches in your lunchbox. We need to select the article within the sentence. I will put the sandwiches in your lunchbox. In this next sentence, do we have the article either a and or the that we can select? So I put the sandwiches in your lunchbox. We need to select the article. Is it a, and, or the within that sentence that we need to identify or select? All right, so if we select the correct article, and then we can say, I put the sandwiches in your lunchbox. So the word the is our article, and sandwiches, it starts with an S, which is a consonant sound. So the shows or gives us an indication, or basically just we selected the article, which is the. All right, so the is correct. Well done, guys. Then while I was sewing, the thread broke. I think we did. And we said that the is. So while I was sewing, the thread broke. So if we look at while I was sewing, the thread broke once again, we say that the is our article. And we say that the is our article. All right, so now we're going on to our test, right, where we're going to identify articles. So we need to select the article or the correct article or the best article, either a, an, or the. Or in this case, either a and the. All right. So we need to select the article. It says Mrs. Dawson was calm in the heavy traffic. So Mrs. Dawson was calm in the heavy traffic. So we need to select the correct article right within that sentence. Is it a or is it the? A or the? For Mrs. Dawson was calm in the heavy traffic. Either a or the. All right, so if we choose the correct article, we're going to say the. And well done, the is correct. We need to select the correct article. It is an autumn night, but it is unusually warm. So if we select the article, do we select an or the? So it is an autumn night, but it is unusually warm. So it is an autumn night, but it is unusually warm. So we are choosing or selecting the article either an or the. All right, so if we choose or select the correct article, we're going to say an, right, which means an autumn night. So an autumn night. And the word an is correct. So well done, everybody. The night of the stars outside, the number of stars outside tonight is astonishing. So the number of stars outside tonight is astonishing. And if we select the article, is it an or is it the? So an or the. All right, so if we select the correct article, we can say it is the, for the number of stars outside is astonishing. So well done, everybody. The is correct. All right. Mr. Mr. Benson is growing a lovely flower garden. So Mr. Benson is growing a lovely flower garden. We need to select the article. Is it a lovely flower garden or an lovely flower garden? So we need to select the article. And if we select the correct article, then yes, everyone, we will use A. And A is correct to say a lovely flower garden. Oh God, yeah, a lovely flower garden. So well done, everybody. A is correct. Let's do the last one. Jared will drive an automobile to town instead of biking. So Jared will drive an automobile to town instead of biking. So we have either the or an for an automobile, or do we say the automobile? So Jared will drive an automobile to town instead of biking. And if we select the correct article, we will choose an for an automobile. All right, so N is correct. Now we're going into the next lesson, which is to use the correct article, which is a or an. And we said a and an are special adjectives, which we call articles. And we use a if the next word starts with a consonant sound, and we use an if the next word starts with a vowel sound, right? And if we look at our sentence, yeah, it says dime is worth 10 pennies or 2 nickels. So do we say it is a dime is worth 10 pennies and 2 nickels, or do we say an dime is worth 10 pennies and 2 nickels? All right. So if we say, we can then say a dime is worth 10 pennies or 2 nickels. And we specifically use the word a. So we said a dime is worth 10 pennies and 2 nickels. So well done. A is correct. All right, so the next one says, herd of cows ate all the grass in this field. So do we say a herd of cows ate all the grass in this field, or an herd of cows ate all the grass in this field? All right, so if we choose the correct article, right, then we will say a herd of cows ate all the grass in this field. So a herd of cows. So a. So Mrs. Henson's diamond necklace is worth. Do we say a great fortune or an great fortune? So Mrs. Henson's diamond necklace is worth. Do we say a great fortune or an great fortune? All right. And if we choose the best article, we can then say Mrs. Henson's diamond necklace is worth a great fortune. So the word or the article a, we basically put it in front of the word great. So Mrs. Henson's diamond necklace is worth a great fortune. All right. All right. So we said a great fortune, right? So now let's go to our test where we are going to use the correct article, which is a as well as an. So we're once again going to either choose the first option or the second option, a or an. So do we say a herd of cows ate all the grass in the field, or do we say an herd of cows ate all the grass in this field? All right, so we can then say a herd of cows ate all the grass in the field. So A is our correct word. And A is correct. Do we say an ocean or a ocean is a large body of salt water? So an ocean is large body of salt water or a ocean is a large body of salt water. All right, so we can then say an ocean, and we specifically say an ocean. So we can then say an ocean is a large body of salt water. So an ocean. All right. It says, ugly patch of oil lay over our pond. So we either say a ugly patch of oil lay over our pond, or do we say an ugly patch of oil lay under our pond? All right, so we can then say an ugly patch of oil lay on or lay over our pond. And an is correct. So N, right? Because the next word starts with a vowel sound, which is either A, E, I, O, U. All right. So if we choose the correct one, we will say, we will write Tissa's birthday on, do we say a calendar or we will write it on an calendar? All right. So we will say, we will write Tissa's birthday on a calendar. All right. So on a calendar, because calendar starts with a C, which is a consonant. All right. And the last one is Maria lives on, do we say a island in Hawaii? Or Maria lives on an island in Hawaii? So Maria lives on, do we say a island in Hawaii or an island in Hawaii? And look at the word island. Starts with an I. So do we still say a or do we say an? Here is our sentence. Maria lives on a island in Hawaii or an island in Hawaii. And if we choose the correct one, we will say an island in Hawaii. So N is the correct one, right? And lastly, we said, do we say set a extra plate for our visitor or set an extra plate for our visitor? Set a extra plate for our visitor or set an extra plate for our visitor? All right. And if we choose the correct and best article, we can say set an extra plate for our visitor. Set an extra plate for our visitor. And we will say this last one, we already, not already, but that is the one that you're going to do on your own. Guys, so we did 6 of the test questions. The rest of the test questions you're going to attempt on your own. Or before we go, we can say, will a big sandwich and some milk fill you up? Or will an big sandwich and some milk fill you up? All right, so we can say we will say, will a big sandwich and some milk fill you up? And A is correct. Well done, everyone. So this is basically the end of our lesson on articles. We said articles are special adjectives, right? Which is a, an, as well as the. And we see that we use the word an in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound, which is a, e, I, o, u. And then we use the word a, right? A we then use in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound, which is all the other letters in the alphabet other than a, e, I, o, u. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson, grade 3 on articles. Thank you very much for interacting. Thank you very much for being part of the class. Till next time, have a good day, brother. Goodbye.